is that 1 in 50,000, 1 in a million. Cut down some trees, put them onto the truncator, then cut their logs. How many people could go out in their back garden?
What's your staff costs at Lakeside? Could be making close on £100,000 profit.
Oh, I don't know offhand, because the profit, I don't know what the profit is.
Number 3, B. London. B. London is an upcoming entrepreneur, making a tidy place for herself in the London makeup industry. This mother of 4 is a fearless dragon herself, and her baby is Style in Store, which offers a range of hair extensions as a panacea to the hairstyling woes of Britain's women and some men. But today is definitely not her day, as her savvy attitude has taken a flight of fancy, taking her business pitch along with it. It's a rocky start to what could have been a beautiful relationship between B and the dragons, if only she would start speaking.
Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Do I start talking?
Yep.
Sorry. Yes, my name's B.
Yeah, B, that would be a good idea, darling. That intro could have been so much better if there had been no radio silence moments in between. Yikes. This lady needs a crash course in public speaking, which would have done her a world of good before she had ventured into the den. Oh well, the night is still young. Let's see if there is any improvement as the meeting progresses.
And I would like your investment in helping me do this. 10% of my company, We've Got Style in Store. So we're going to do a bit of a demo now. And I'm looking for £85,000. If you have any questions. These two guys are going to do what we do normally in store, and I'm going to talk to you about the company. What we have in store are hair extension bars, and I'm hoping to open 2 more bars. What we do is hair extensions.
All this eye-shifting and nervous licking of the lips is making all of us nervous, along with the ill-at-ease B. After an excruciating wait while the demo was being completed and B was shifting from one foot to the other, the torture is finally over and Hillary can start turning the screws on poor B. Clearly enthusiastic and in love with her idea, B is a runaway train and just a couple of prompts from Hillary having her going at it, explaining what a beautiful solution her product is and how something which had been out of reach of the common woman and some men has been brought within the reach of the general public.
Pull them, tug them.
You've got them in there?
Yeah, I've got them in, because you've got the plait and the threading. Yeah, that's where I saw the gap in the market, because we cut it in, we style it in, and then they can put, like, you know, my ones are in.
Is there anybody else doing this?
Generally, people were gluing them in.
Because I've seen them where they actually glue them in.
Look at that idiotic grin on Theo's face. B. London has already found an admirer on the Dragon's Den team. Duncan Bannatyne has brought B's runaway train to a gentle stop. It's time to take a deep breath and start talking numbers, because that's what Duncan does.
That one took 123,000 with 26,000 profit. My original one that I opened, the turnover on that was 365,000.
B, you've just painted a beautiful picture, but
with a 55,000 profit.
tell me what the turnover was in the last year. And what were the other ones you've opened? What they're making? Let's concentrate on the business a little bit. So which one's been open the longest?
The number B is quoting has the dragons relaxing into their chairs, hoping that this rocky start has smoothed itself out. It's Peter Jones's turn to give a thorough probing to the numbers B is quoting. But unfortunately, B is not faring well under his questioning, since she's unable to quote the profits she had made previously. That is an unforgivable faux pas in the Dragon's Den, because numbers is what floats the boats of the dragons.
What's your staff costs at Lakeside? So between all 3 of them, you're turning over about £750,000. Could be making close on £100,000 profit.
Oh, I don't know offhand, because the profit, I don't know what the profit is.
Manchester turned over 240,000.
In 10 months,
in 10 months. What was the profit for there?
Ouch! This young brunette has exposed the stereotype that blondes are dumb in all its glorious inaccuracy. Currently, this brunette is in a race called stupidity with the proverbial blonde, and she is definitely winning. Not so enamored now, are we, Theo? Nothing is a bigger turnoff to the dragons than a candidate who is unprepared with her pitch. That's a waste of the dragon's precious time, and time is money. This pitch is not only dismal, but it's so screwed up that it has the dragons going bonkers and at each other's throat. Theo and Peter are going head-to-head, and it's all Bee's fault. The temperature in the den has risen exponentially, and the tension in the air is fairly crackling, and the stark reality that Bee is like a babe in the woods, surrounded by wolves, is sinking in. Duncan Ballantyne has offered Bee an olive branch, and she's hanging onto it for dear life. Deborah Meaden has further extended the olive branch, but unfortunately for Bee, she has turned it into a noose to hang herself with. This kid is so wet behind the ears that she doesn't know what a balance sheet is, and the dragons in the room are experiencing their own mic drop moment. Interestingly, Theo's facial expressions are hilarious, while Peter looks like he's about to jump from his chair and start screaming at Bee. It's amazing Bee has come so far in this meeting, but her time is up, and Deborah has finally had enough of the shenanigans on show. Winging it indeed. Theo has called out Bee's BS far too gently and has stepped out of the race like the gentleman he is. Hillary is not just a dragon, but she's more like a shark, which has scented blood in the water. Bee is most definitely a pretty fool who has had a windfall from an idea, but she lacks the basic knowledge on how to run a business. She needs the guidance and skills of an experienced businesswoman like Hillary, willing to take her under her wing and make quite a tidy sum on the side while she's at it. Number 2, the multi-cut sawhorse. Richard Burness and Steve Tonkin are proud papas of their baby called the multi-cut sawhorse, which is basically a cup system to hold your logs to facilitate cutting with a saw.
The truncated sawhorse is a revolutionary new chainsaw sawhorse.
We've come here to ask for £125,000.
That makes the process of cutting logs easier, faster, and much, much safer.
Hello, Dragons. I'm Richard Bonus. I'm the inventor and shareholder of...
Hello, Dragons. My name's Steve Tonkin. I'm project manager
for 30% of our company, the Truncator Multi-Cut Sawhorse.
here at Truncator, and I'd like to introduce you to our sawhorse.
Deborah is the first one to start the interrogation, and what she wants to know is what is new in the market that this product is offering.
This you can fill that, and you are multiple cutting. Horses on the market at the moment drop the logs onto the ground, which creates trip hazards. More importantly, most people are cutting 1 and 2 pieces of wood at a time.
What are people currently using to chop logs?
Also,
Peter Jones is a man's man, and his question is coming from the man's world. He wants to know how viable is the practical application of this product. It's all understandable why an inventor would feel the need to defend his product, but getting into an argument with a dragon is never a good policy when you're the one holding the begging bowl.
Is that 1 in 50,000, 1 in a million? Cut down some trees, put them onto the truncator, then cut their logs. How many people could go out in their back garden?
At least 1 in... Well, I would have thought there'd be a lot more than that.
Then take them back into their house. What's the reality of that?
The simplest of questions are baffling these partners, and it seems like there's nobody sitting in the driving seat of a van which is going nowhere. We can hear crickets chirping in the background as both inventor and manager are trying to recall which can only be termed as basic information. Kelly Hoppins is playing Big Mama to the boys in the club who are about to come to blows.
But in terms of a business, it's a flawed business plan. Everyone that comes in here with an invention, I take my hat off to you. I love the way it chops up the logs neatly.
Wow, Richard is one ornery guy who has found exception to Kelly's very gentle caution. This cantankerous behavior has Duncan Ballantyne throwing in the towel very early on in his pitch, with Kelly soon following in his footsteps. Obviously, Richard's aggressive tactics have rubbed these dragons the wrong way, and they are soon showing him out the door. Smart words indeed, Peter Jones. Perhaps what's more important than a good idea is the right attitude to run a good business. Number 1, graffiti artist. David Brown has a unique approach to making a business pitch to the dragons, right in line with his unique talents. A true artist to his very core, with a matching unconventional demonstration, he has certainly intrigued the dragons into cooperating with his unusual demands. These dragons are nervous of going in blind into anything, but they are willing to mollycoddle this artist's unusual antics, so long as they know what he has to offer.
2 minutes, yeah? You ready? For my brand and business idea, graffiti artist. Hi, chat. My name's David Brown. I'm here to ask... So I know it's a little bit weird, but if you wouldn't mind closing your eyes for £70,000 investment. And watch that money as well. Yeah, I'd stash it, mate.
What do you know? It's a big ass sticker with a graffiti theme to it. It's a fresh take on an old idea, with the caveat that graffiti artist connoisseurs will be able to custom design the artist's graffiti to suit their own palette from the comfort of their homes. An intriguing idea, presented with an informal boho flair on a platter to the dragons, but will they bite?
Masses. Hopefully, that's the feel-good factor about graffiti artists as well. So it's my idea of giving something back, so that you could put your name or your kid's name, or your kids can put their name into a program who haven't been as lucky as me, haven't had the chance to, be able to sell it to them. So it's a piece of graffiti art which has been generated from a computer. There you go, mate. So what this is my product stick-em-ups, and then they can manipulate it and colour it however they want, and then they can order it and get it printed out. But what I hope to do is maybe use alphabets and artwork from other graffiti artists. Some of the investment that I'm asking for is towards an app and a computer program. And what it is like, it's using my alphabets at the moment.
Kelly is asking for numbers, and her questions have exposed one unalterable fact to the dragons. David is a typical artist with his head in the clouds, who has a really good idea, but he lacks the business acumen to translate it into a business venture.
To get it back over the 3 years with 20%.
I have wallpaper. It's risen over the last 15 years uncontrollably. You asked for 70,000 for what was the percentage? But the idea of graffiti, I just don't... I think it's a great idea. Wallpaper is a huge industry today. For me, I don't know how marketable it is.
I can't remember what the word is, markup or whatever.
Piers Linney has summed up the limitations of David's idea very clearly. Duncan is bringing David down from the clouds and making him stand on solid ground. A little bit of cheating didn't do anyone any harm, and David is not allowed to take any chances by even trying to remember the numbers. Well, Peter Jones has been put firmly in his place. David's pitch is nothing if not entertaining, and he has successfully knocked the socks off of Duncan's feet. Somebody's going to sleep very happy tonight. It's all very well to have a good laugh, but Deborah Meaden and all of the dragons in this den live to do business, and so far, David's idea is failing to grasp their interest. That's all we have for you, folks. Join us next time.